I want everything out of there. Now that guy, oh, here he comes. Here he comes, everybody. I will not be able to stay live with you very long now, but as soon as he gets here, I'm gonna have to let you all go, and then I'm gonna help him get these tractors here loaded up. We'll have to load these tractors here up, and then I'll come back on live again in a little bit if y'all want to, and we'll take our first ride together. Can we do that? So just so you know, this may be one of the greatest days of my life. Well, yeah. I mean, you know, your kids are important. So not the greatest day of my life, but you know, with my kids, they're important. I gotta man up. I can't be having this tractor guy see me crying out here. Okay. Take a breath, Lester Eugene Margin. Just take a breath. Just breathe and find your words. And I never thought I would have a cab tractor. I never thought I would ever have a cab tractor. And it's a John Deere. I never thought I would have a cab tractor John Deere. But thank you to you all who watch these stupid videos and put up with the live videos and all the stuff that y'all do. Get a breath, man. Catch my breath. I got to catch my breath. That right there is our new tractor, y'all. And I say ours because Lester Morrow would have never had anything like that if it weren't for you all. And I know we look around at these babies and how wonderful they all are and all the joy they bring. Hey, buddy. All right, I'm going to man up now. Waylon goes, I think I may like that tractor more than I love Ruby. Sorry, Ruby. Oh, boy. Look at that thing right there. Oh, I'm crying, too. He got me crying. Oh, my goodness gracious, y'all. Look at this here. Oh, Lord, Lester, stop crying. Oh, my gosh. Look, everybody. Sorry, I got allergies. My eyes are watering. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
It's the allergy.
I'm doing all right. What's your name?
Show your daughter how much.
Oh, Lord. Yes, my allergies were, I mean, even look right now. I mean, I still got the allergies. They're all still here. Eyes are just watering like crazy for some reason. Hi to hello, everybody. Hi to hello. And thank you all for joining me. Today, we're coming to you live on both Facebook and YouTube. I'm a Survivor on YouTube, and then Longhorn Lester on both Facebook and YouTube. So I've got all three platforms here together. You guys in the comments are being just so darn sweet to me. I don't know what I've done to deserve it, but thank you so very much. You know, I made that comment yesterday in the during that moment when that fella was pulling up, and I said, thank y'all for just watching these stupid videos. I joke about that a lot because, you know, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it, a lot of folks do not take our style of ranching and farming seriously. And I get it. You know, you can go watch so many of these channels that have true experts in the field. I mean, you got some guys that know everything there is to know about gardening. Other folks who can do everything that you ever wanted to know about the farming aspect of what we do. You got a lot better ranchers. You got guys that can build some masterful fences and just projects of it and just all the things. And you know, our channel really is made up of just it's a collage of all kinds of things that we do on a daily basis. And I don't really think that we're that good at any of them, but I think that there's something beautiful in the fact that you're not a channel who claims to be the best at anything. And in fact, you're learning as you go. You're learning on the job. And then you can say, well, Lester, you always say that you've been doing this as long as you could walk, you and your dad, and then your grandpa before him, and you know, his dad before him. So it's all in your blood. And so there's a lot of it that might be in your blood. You might kind of have an idea, but I will say this, you learn new things every day. And as old as I am, and then of course doing everything, or you know, just, oh, it's just so much. But I do take pride in the fact that we learn together. And I will never, ever, ever claim to be the guy who knows it all. Hold on one second. I have to capture this one comment. It was cute. What happened to your flat cap, Lord Lester? Asked Miss Claire Wallace. Well, why? What do you mean? What do you mean? What's wrong with it? Yeah, that would be our wonderful friend Christmas. We love Chrissy. Oh, we love her so much. But Christmas has a real problem with chewing up things that she can find laying around the house. And a couple of nights ago, it just so happened to be my flat cap, one of my flat caps. But not to worry. Thanks to Miss Keisha, I have a whole bunch of these things. I do have extras. I have plenty of extras. But today I thought I would just work in this one over here. And it is what it is. I think it defines me as the man that I am. Just a ragtag shit show of an operation. That's what I run here. And it starts from the top down, y'all. It starts from the top down. But yesterday was just a beautiful moment. And to be able to capture that delivery of that tractor on video was wonderful. Didn't mean to get emotional, but you know, sometimes things happen and you just find yourself in a moment that you never thought would be possible. A moment that you never thought was in your cards, or, you know, in your stars, or it was never destined to be. And there have been a lot of those moments, you know. So I tried to make sure to remember my kids, y'all. The last thing I wanted to do was say this was the most special moment of my life and then leave out my wonderful sons. That would have not been good, you know. But no, there's just beautiful moments in life. And I know that you too have witnessed just the most magical of moments. And I happened to, you know, catch one yesterday there on the that live video where it got to be a little bit hard to listen to because I know I wasn't making much sense, but I was just so very excited. And then driving around the tractor yesterday in the second live that we did, and then taking you all on a ride about with me was just a lot of fun. Getting a chance to talk and show you all the gadgets and all the features, taking it down across the pasture. Of course, at some point, I accidentally pressed mute on my phone. So there was about a 5 or 10 minutes of me sitting there talking to myself. But even that, I want to thank you all for the folks who kept the mood flowing, even though you couldn't hear a darn thing I was saying. And that was funny. Oh, and then I got locked in the tractor. Wasn't sure how the door opens and closes. I didn't know there was a little, it's kind of like a twisty. It's a twisty. It's heavy duty. So there's nothing cheap, you know, about the construction or the design of that tractor. And I knew there had to be, I was doing something wrong. A lot of folks are saying maybe you need to turn the tractor off. It's a safety feature. You have to turn the tractor off before that door will open. But I know that wasn't the case because I remember when I was sitting in the fella's lap, not literally, but when I was pretty much sitting in that fella's lap and he was giving me a tutorial, he opened the door and got out and the tractor was running. So I knew that there was a way to open that door with that tractor going. I wasn't sitting in his lap. But I almost was. They have that little seat right there, that training seat. And I think that's wonderful. That'll be a great seat that I can one day put my grandkids into, and they can tractor work with me. I look forward to that. I don't have any grandkids coming anytime soon. You know, Lex is only 12, will be 13 this year. LE at the age of 25, 24, almost 25. He and Megan do not seem to be in any kind of a hurry to have children. So I don't suspect I'll be having grandkids anytime soon. Xander and Kendra are also, they're only 21 and 22, and they don't talk about kids yet. So, and then it's very unlikely I'll ever put any of the pets up there with me. Maybe in the next 5 years, says Jane, and then absolutely maybe so. I don't know, but it's a little seat. It fit me just fine. I don't know if it'll fit Jamie. Jamie has a little bit bigger bottom than what I got, but you know what? I don't think Jamie really has a desire to ride around in a tractor, even though I would love to show her, at least at some point, show her around. It's a wonderful ride. What I'm going to try to do is figure out a way to rig up the camera so as when I'm doing jobs, actual farm jobs, where I might need two hands to do it, I would love to take you guys along with me. I really am enjoying going live. Now, of course, I'm a long video creator, and it's only because of the long videos that things like that tractor purchase is possible. And I know I've already told you guys so many times, I do have this horrible fear that social media is slowly playing out for us long content creators, because everyone's going more into the shorts and the reels and the TikToks and whatnot, which don't pay, near the money that a long video will. But I'll tell you what I'm doing, and I've made no secrets about this. I've told you I'm going to invest every penny that I make into the property, into the fencing, into the equipment, into the accessories, being the trailer or whatever I need. I'm going to attempt to pay everything off before social media leaves me. And then whenever it does, I think that will be okay. Jamie will still be working full time, and I'll be able to qualify to get teacher retirement benefits at the end of this school year. So, all we'll need is just enough to pay the taxes and do the upkeep on stuff. Hopefully we'll still have some sort of a video presence, because that's just become such a way of life for me. I don't know what I would do without you all. I really don't. I'm serious. I don't mean that in a poor me kind of a way, but I just don't know what I would do, because this has become such a huge part of my day and my life. I know my dad feels the same way about it. I'll go ahead and answer the question that Caleb has, talking about the social media and the benefits that it's been. And I will say that every family member who has a social media channel, and I'm trying to stay focused on what you asked, but I'm going to deviate a little bit. I think that we all look at it differently. And I'm just going to say that I think that the older the creator, the more they think about the future instead of the here and now. Let me tell you what I mean by that. I'll take the Jake, Bree, Ellie, Megan, Ben, the younger creators, maybe even Stephanie and Buddy a little bit. I think that the younger creators in a different generation are more like, let me see if I can make enough videos to help me pay the bills I have this month, and we'll worry about next month come next month. And that's fine. I don't think that they're alone in that type of mentality. You guys may know people who are of the younger generation who are also the same way. They work just enough to pay whatever bills they have right now, and they'll worry about next month come next month. And that's why you see a lot of people, check the check, check the check. But then again, that social media is not going to pay you for doing nothing. You have to do enough. You have to publish enough video content to at least make the dollar amount that you need to pay whatever your bills are. I do think that my dad, myself, Jamie, and there, I'm going to leave some people out that I'm not real sure about, but I know that us three for sure are trying to soak up every minute of every opportunity, not for what we want to get right now, but because we know that this is not going to last forever. And if it's not going to last forever, we need to have, I don't want to call it a nest egg. I think that my dad's planting a nest egg for my mom. My dad, being the age of 78, will be 79 this year. I think that my dad wants to make sure that when he leaves this world, my mom will at least have a chance to continue to do things for herself. And then I also know that whenever it plays out for me, at least we'll have the properties paid for, hopefully. We'll have all of the big bills paid off. And so at that point, it'll just be having to maintain what we have. Because the last thing that we want to do is go off and have to change our entire lifestyle, get rid of a bunch of animals, downsize to a lot of things, if in fact we end up losing the social media. So I just think that it's a difference in the way the creators think about their life, the here and now and the future. And then, also I'll say something that I think is huge, and I've tried to encourage every creator to do this, but not everybody is on board. And they don't have to be, friends. They don't have to be, to each his own. But I feel like the audience is the type of audience who is familiar with a time and a place. You want a schedule. You want to know what to expect, when to expect it, and you want to make the things that you're able to make a part of your routine. And so I know that my dad, Jamie, and myself, and I think most of the other creators try to have kind of a schedule so that you all know that, hey, it's noon, Lester's going to be going live on Friday, or it's 5 a.m., Pawpaw's going to post his video on his YouTube every day of the week. Or, hey, it's Sunday, Jamie and Lester will be going live at 8 o'clock tonight as their Sanctuary Sunday. Or it's Saturday morning, Jamie and Lester are going live at 9:30 as soon as Cog Hill is done with their coffee. And so what you may not realize is that I think that as much as you all look forward to that, sorry, I've been working this morning. For as much as you all have, look forward to those things that you look forward to, that you make a part of your day with you and your partner, please remember that me and my partner and my dad, we also look forward to that. If it's ever a time when someone doesn't feel well or you're running late, you do everything in your power to make sure you don't leave anybody hanging. You don't let anybody down. You have to remind people that, I'm coming, I'm a little bit late, I'm going to be here. And it has to become a part of you. That's, maybe you could call that a work ethic. Maybe it could be a work ethic, because it's not like missing one live is going to make or break you for that month, but missing that one live might let somebody down. Missing that one live might take somebody who just had a really lousy day and they just wanted to have a smile or a laugh or a temporary escape, and you feel like you don't want to let those people down. You don't want to let them down. And if you don't make your live, if you don't make your video, and those people are sitting there waiting and looking and wondering, and they can't figure out why you're not going live, you take that personal, and it means something to you. But I can't say that it means something to every creator. And I'm not trying to put down any creator, be it the creators on Morrow Hill or the guys that on the other channels. I'm just saying that to us, it's important. And for some people, they do look for they love a schedule and they like a routine. Growing up, I've made this joke before, but I always knew what time I had to be inside the house to watch my favorite TV shows, The Love Boat, or Sanford and Son, or Good Times, Or, I mean, Three's Company. As I got a little bit older, we, had the Simpsons. We loved the cartoon, The Simpsons. And, Family Guy, which is one of Ellie's favorites. But, of course, now that I'm at this age, Jamie and I know what day we can watch Survivor. And then we know what day we can watch Yellowstone, or whatever our shows are. We know and what time to catch those things. I know what time the local news comes on, and I want to be there when it comes on. And with the power of social media, especially with TV and everything being on demand, you could catch it anytime, really. But some things you just like to have scheduled as a part of your day, So thank you all. That was a really wonderful question. I like the kind of questions that can get me to thinking and talking. I just got to be careful, because I don't mean to belittle any of the other channels that do record just a sporadic live here and there, or post a picture at a random time. So I'll go ahead and go with. Did I already answer Lindsay? Was that Lindsay? The first question? I'm going to answer another one of Lindsay's questions. And then, and I promise, it is not my intent to talk the business side, but it was hard to lose the income from Facebook Longhorn Lester. It was hard, but I'll tell you what's happened and what I've tried to do. In the old days, I would post one video on Facebook, Longhorn Lester. One video on Facebook, I'm a Survivor. One video on Longhorn Lester, YouTube, and one video on I'm a Survivor, YouTube. Did I get that right? So you're really posting 2 videos, but on each channel. Fine. But whenever we lost the ability to post long videos to Facebook, I knew I had to find a way to compensate and make up and balance out the income, because all of our bills are based on what we were making over the last 4 or 5 years. And we have a lot of bills, y'all. We have a lot of bills, okay? So what I did was I began to say, you know what? I'll just go ahead and post twice on I'm a Survivor, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. So nobody on Facebook, I'm a Survivor, is going to miss anything. I'll also continue to provide things for the supporters on I'm a Survivor, because that supporter money is what we use to do all of the essentials as far as the feed, the vet, and things like that. The hard part was having to go to YouTube and make up the difference in the income, make up that difference that I lost from Facebook. So that meant going live every morning at 9 a.m. on I'm a Survivor YouTube, going live again every noon on Longhorn Lester YouTube, and then putting those videos out, one at 3 p.m. and one at 6 p.m. So the way I look at it is, and it's worked. So in a way, losing Facebook was hard. It was more sad for the people who use Facebook and don't know how to use I'm a Survivor or YouTube. But I found a way to balance and make sure all of the money matters are getting met and all of the needs are being met. But let's not talk about business, y'all. Let's not talk about business. Yes, I will say that real fast. Amanda says, it's obvious, Lester, that you just hustle. That is true. I will say this. And, everybody who I meet, even the guy yesterday, the fellow's name was Clint. He brought the tractor over. And Clint said, I'm going to tell you something, man. The whole office there at the dealership is abuzz about this tractor, and about the fact that the guy who's buying it has a social media channel. He says, everyone's been watching your videos. And he said, I want to tell you something. He goes, from a guy who doesn't have much and who's never had much. He goes, it really inspires me, and it makes me feel good to see a guy like you who also never had much and find yourself doing so much, with what happened out of, the social media being all of the Hurricane Harvey. Oh, and if I hadn't been crying enough as it was, that fella and I sat there in that tractor where I'm almost sitting in his lap. And we're looking and we're this close to each other because there's no other space. And I just kind of tell him the blessings of everything. And then he says, man, that just lets you know that you did something right with God. You did something right with God. And that made me feel kind of bad because I don't think that I've done enough for God. I know my mom will tell you real fast that I don't do enough for God. I don't do enough for Jesus. I don't do enough for the church. And I says, Clint, I'm going to tell you something. I says, I hope that when all is said and done and people look back on my life, it may not be, they're not going to look back and see all that I did for church and all that I did for Jesus and all that I did for God. Because in all honesty, I've never really had that kind of relationship the way some people do. Because there's a lot of people who are a whole lot more close to God and close to Jesus and a whole lot more involved in their church than what I am. And as a matter of fact, I told him, I says, I lost a lot of my faith during so many things. I said, but what I believe in now is people. I learned to believe in people. And I learned a lot to believe in, oh no, I am not going to start crying again. Because I told him, I says, it's people that, now listen, don't get me wrong. I don't want everyone going crazy in the comments about Lester and belittling the church. I'm not. But I know that church is wonderful for some people, but they've rubbed me wrong. And the church has never come back to say, hey, you know what? We kind of made a mistake on that one. We kind of let you down during all that time. We kind of turned our back on you, and that was probably not a very good thing to do. We didn't check on you during the hardest time of your life. And like I told Mr. Clint, I said it was people. It was people checking on me. It was complete strangers texting me or calling me or messaging me saying, are you okay? What can I do to help you? And it restored my faith in humanity a lot more than it restored my faith. I don't even want to say it because I feel like I'm being blasphemous, and I'm not trying to talk mess about Jesus and God and the church. I'm not. But I do think that it's been a lot of you who've been more loyal to me and to my family than any church has ever been. And any of the deacons and the people who sit up there with the pastor, those people that go have lunch with pastor after church every day. Those people don't have a time in the world for you unless you got time for them and their church and all that they're doing. And that's just been my experiences. Guys, I can see it. Touchy subject, and I don't mean it that way. And yes, God could take everything away. He could take away my health. He could take away my kids' health. He could take away every blessing if he chose to. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to discount anything with God or Jesus. What I'm trying to say is people of the church need to step it up. That's true. People of the church need to step it up, because I believe if God or Jesus was to have a closer look at the church and the people who represent the church, I think he'd be shaking his finger. I think God would be saying, that ain't the way it was supposed to be. Church is supposed to help people. In the name of Jesus, we help people. We don't turn our back on people who can't help us with their tithe. So I'm not blaming God and Jesus. I'm blaming the people who represent the church, who represent God and Jesus, who are supposed to have be in tune with religion. That's who I turn my back on. And like I said, growing up in church, being there every Sunday, every Wednesday, having my kids in Bible school and Sunday school and all of the things, and feeling like, you know, I may not have ever been the kind of guy who could pay a tithe because I couldn't afford my tithe. But I was the kind of guy that would pay an offering, if it be $1 or $2 or $5. And I think that God understands that, because he knows that rent has to be paid. Car note has to be paid. Child support has to be paid. And if you don't pay those things, but instead you pay the church, well, then you lose your car, and then you lose your home, and then you lose, you know, your kids. You become a deadbeat dad in the eyes of the law. And so I haven't paid my tithe. And I think, I only say I think that's when the church realized who they're going to take care of, who they're going to invite over, who they're going to feed, who they're going to help out, those who help them out. I was never that guy. Shara Gilbert, sweet lady. I talked to her on occasion. She writes in all caps. I lost it already, Miss Shara. And she says, Lester, she's reading every comment. And she says, believe it or not, there are more people in the comments who agree with you than those who don't. So that's not what I'm saying, because I'm sitting over here, I'm looking at that beautiful tractor, and I will say, thank you, God, and thank you, Jesus, and thank you all, for making that kind of stuff possible. Thank you, God, for giving me the strength to wake up every day, to come out and do the work that needs to be done to maintain, you know, the property. So I'm not trying to say anything negative about God. I'm not trying to be negative at all, y'all. I'm not trying to be negative at all. Do y'all know who I got here with me? Let me show you. Girls, looky here. There's Trixie. That's one of them. Stella. Hey, Stella. Hey, Stella. I'm over here, sweetie. Stella can't hear a darn thing. No, she can't hear a darn thing. Yes, I am sitting inside the RV. I do have jobs that I'm doing over here, but I can only work until about 1:30, maybe 2 o'clock. And I'll tell you why. I'm going to go meet somebody. I'm going to go meet somebody. Do y'all remember that pretty lady? Let me show y'all a text I got from her yesterday. I met this pretty lady who is working on some shirts for me. And I'll show y'all this picture. Yesterday, she messaged and says, hey, I got your shirts all ready. She goes, where do I want to meet? And what time can I meet her? And I jokingly said, well, if I had it my way, I would go back to your shop and try them on there in your fitting room again. Because you all know the joke behind that, right? The joke behind that, if you didn't catch that particular video, is that the lady doesn't have a fitting room. She made me strip down and try her shirt right there in front of her. But I was a bit embarrassed because she never looked at me. I mean, if you pull your shirt off in front of a lady, you kind of want her to like look at you. She didn't do it. She kept, you know how you women always say, keep your eyes up here? She did. She kept her eyes right here. And I'm watching her eyes to see if she's watching me. And she never looked at me. Not a once. And that hurt me. Now, I wasn't naked. It was only my shirt that I pulled off. But she did not have a dressing room. And so I was joking with her, and I says, I can meet you if you want. I says, but not if I have to get undressed. I'd rather do it there in your dressing room. Joke, just all for fun. And we joked back and forth about that for a minute. But she sent me her calendar. Now, I don't know about you all. I don't have a calendar. My day is wake up and do this, and then go home and go to bed. That's my day. Every day. Every day's the same. But she sent me her calendar, and it shows all these times and all these appointments and all this stuff that she has to do. And she's trying to fit me in somewhere into her calendar. And I says, I'm like looking at this calendar, and it looks so complex, and all these meetings and all these people and all these, you know. And I'm like, listen, I says, you're a lot more busy than I am. I says, let me know. And she goes, no, she goes, you let me know, Lester. You're my number one. Here it comes. Here, this is her flirt. She goes, you're my number one client. And all of a sudden, I'm thinking, maybe she didn't have to check my body out to make me her number one client. But there's something. There's something. And I'm like, whoa, number one. Don't I feel special? And then she sends me this picture. She sends me this picture with all of these clients. These are all of her clients. And she goes, Lester, notice who's at the very top. That's my name. That is my name. And I says, I'm at the top of your list. She goes, and I even circled your name. She circled my name. She circled my name. Oh, no. Someone says, Lester, that means dollar. All she sees is dollar signs. It ain't dollar signs. I'm only buying 10 shirts. I'm buying 10 shirts, y'all. And 10 shirts is not dollar signs compared to the fact that she's doing things for the volleyball team. Buying 10 shirts. Oh, no. I just saw the internet flicker. I hope I still have you all. I have full battery and all of the bars on my signal strength. But I just saw something flicker, and I don't know why. So, no, but my jobs here today are going to get me a secure place to park my tractor, because last night I had to park the tractor outside, and I do not want to be parking my tractor outside in the rain. No, we're not going to be doing that. But I am working over here today on getting me a place fit for my tractor, and then I'll be able to keep it out of the weather. I'll also park the side-by-side inside there. It's going to be the red barn. And not to worry, I know I haven't had a chance to show you all the entire what we're doing, but my video this afternoon will be a segment on what we're doing and where we're going to put the tractor temporarily until I can build me a lot better place for it. I'm also going to try to work a place out where I can stack not only park my tractor and the side-by-side and the lawnmower, but also a place where I can keep some hay. Because everyone knows that the only downfall to the tractor is a lot of people do not think it's going to fit inside the container. And that's where I was putting all of that hay. It kept it nice and dry and stacked in there nice and pretty. But I still have the red barn over here. That does not take away anything from the cows. They still have their barns, and they're fine. We don't have cold temperatures here, so we're not concerned with any wind and blizzards and all the whiteout conditions that you guys up north are dealing with. So we are absolutely going to work here in the red barn. And then, like I said, I need to be out of here by 1:30 or 2 o'clock or so. Okay, so now from what I understand, I may be having signal issues, and it's getting blurry or fuzzy. So I'm just going to ask, can you all see me and hear me okay? Can you see and hear me okay? I'll try to get in some more lighting. Is that better at all? It's better now. Okay. Thank you so much for that. I'm not going to keep you a whole lot longer. But I really do just want to say thank you so much for putting up with me, knowing that I don't have all the answers. I struggle a lot with my mental health. And I will say that the best therapy, better than any drug that the doctor can prescribe, is positive reinforcement. You help encourage me and you build my ego. Occasionally someone will say something that will be kind of a knock, and that can sometimes be hard to look past. But it's the hundreds and then maybe even thousands of really wonderful people who continue to support a guy who just this whole farming and ranching thing, knowing that I do not have the answers. I have very few answers. I have hair all over my hat. Yes. Yes, Paula, I do. That would be Christmas dog hair all over my hat. It's not itchy. The things you guys notice, I swear. I will not be going anywhere nice. I will, before I see the pretty shirt lady, I will be changing my hat. I promise. I'll probably even put on some cologne, some underarm deodorant, and I might even brush my teeth. I will do all of those things. I'm playing. She'll never notice anyway, y'all. She's not going to notice anyway. I promise you, she's not. She don't care. But like I was saying, and then, to know that I don't have all the answers. There's so many other channels that know it all. They can tell you everything you've ever wanted to know, the who, the why, the what, the where, the when. And here I am saying, hey, can someone tell me what day this cow was born? And can anyone remind me who bred who? And oh my gosh, it's so hard, And then back at the other property, we've lost some babies. And I know you don't like seeing that. You don't like to know that, we've lost a few babies here and there. And you still put up and come back. So thank you. You're just so very kind. So no, that's where I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to say thank you. Just thank you for putting up with me. And I really want to thank the moderators as well. I do think that in the last month or so that we've had a couple of ladies helping us moderate the channels, that it's helped a whole lot. I understand some people, they want to have their questions answered by me. But in all honesty, I don't see every question that pops up. And even though I read comments, sometimes it's later at night before I can ever read a comment. So I do notice the moderators will sometimes answer questions for me. And some people don't like that. But I'll just say that it helps me a whole lot. So if you really do care about my mental health and my well-being and giving me a little bit of a break, just know how much the moderators help me. They help me so much. And I think that you all could agree that the moderators have turned the tide. They've turned the tide from a channel that we were struggling and it was staying pretty negative. And now all of a sudden it's turned around to be where it's a quite positive place again. By and large, it's more positive now. And questions are getting answered. Nobody's coming on for the most part and scamming and trying to, find their way into your pocketbooks and your wallet. And that right there alone is just worth so much. So we're really blessed to have a group of wonderful ladies who help moderate the page. Tamitha wants me to talk about the particular emails that I've been joking about. And so I might can read them to you. Darn it. I don't want to make the live a negative. I don't want to do that. So you have to not let me do that, okay? But let me go to my email and I'll pull. Oh no. Do I not have glasses? Lester Eugene Marr, did I not bring glasses? Doo-doo. Okay. I'm going to read one. I'm going to read one email to you. I will not tell you the lady's name. I will not tell you the lady's name, okay? Not going to do it. Okay. So just keep this in mind. This goes back to my birthday, okay? This was written to me on my birthday. I want to make sure I hide her name. So there's the email, and you cannot see her name, okay? But listen to this. Uh-oh. Lester, I body shamed you recently out of anger, but I gotta say that your birthday video in the motel was very entertaining. Just keep listening. You definitely have the sexiest chest, shoulders, and arms I've ever seen on a man. Your bald head and glasses add to that image. And then she puts in the bed under the sheets. And then she finally adds, ooh-wee. Okay. Now, remember, you might be saying, Lester, why are you reading that email to us? I want to show you something, because then if I go to her next email, same lady. You ready? Here we go. This was a couple of days later. Here it goes. You ready? I will not read her name. Uh-oh. Same lady. I watch you guys every single day. I will be 80 years old this year, and I want so much to see this happen before I kick the bucket and go home to be with the Lord. Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor with the Lord. Proverbs 18:22. I don't understand why you and Jamie will not get married. Being left in the past, you seem to not let your guard down and have said that you have learned to be on your own. Maybe she senses that she doesn't get you 100% for herself, and maybe you can do without her, and she doesn't need your protection. There may be something there. Not real sure what she meant by that, but what I will say is she went from telling me how sexy I was to telling me, why will I not marry Jamie? So here's my reply. I don't care if you read it. I don't want you to see her name. Real short and simple. I don't reply back long. I says, Miss Beep, if I was your age, I would stop worrying about other people and focus on yourself. That's all I said. Don't focus on me and the fact that I'm not married, but focus on yourself, sweet lady. Just you're 80 years old. Focus on yourself. Oh boy. She didn't like that. Okay. Oh, where's it at? Next one. Oh, I gotta find it. They're in order. Oh no. Here we go. So she replies back. I don't even know why she's replying to me, okay? I don't even know why she's replying to me. You ready? Here it goes. Please hear me out! Exclamation point. I am so sad to hear the things that you said today. Okay, hear me out. I am so sad to hear the things that you said today about marriage. If you knew anything at all about God's word, you would know that you're a fornicator. Lester, in all caps, you will not see the kingdom of heaven, no matter what you think. If you can't be married, which God ordains, I can assure you that you will sow what you reap. When things go to hell in a handbasket, don't be surprised. I have followed you for so long and I pray for you, but I'm so sad I will follow you no longer. Okay, so now this is the same lady who tells me in her first message to me ever that, wow, you're a good looking man, Lester. You got a good looking upper body. Okay, fine. And then she comes back and says, why ain't you married? And then I'm like, hey, lady, just don't worry about all that. Just, I'll take care of me. You take care of you. You're going to go to hell, you fornicator. That's what she told me. So here's my reply to her. I don't even know why I'm replying to her, okay? I don't even know why I replied. Anyway, so remember, she says, I will not follow you any longer. So I say, then don't do it, Miss Beep. I won't tell you her name. I says, I cringe when I see your emails. Please leave me alone. Just leave me alone, sweet lady. Just, if I'm going to hell, in your opinion, and if God's going to judge me and send me to hell for that, just leave me alone. Hold on. She ain't done yet, though. Oh, no. I thought, here it is. Last one. Now, are you ready for this one over here? This is the same lady. Okay, I swear, if I could take this and black out her name, I would let you read it word for word for word. Maybe I will one day. But listen, this is funny. Here's her reply to me. Now remember, to recap, she told me in the very first email that I'm an 80-year-old lady, but you got a good-looking upper body, in other words. And I'm like, thank you. And then she's like, why aren't you married? I don't know why you're not married. And then she goes into the whole thing about fornicating and I'm going to hell. And she ain't going to watch me no more. And I then don't watch no more, ma'am. You don't have to watch. Here she goes. All I have done is to tell you the truth. I'm going to talk like her now. You can insult me all you want. It makes no difference. You think you're mighty brave, shaking your fist in the face of the God Almighty. You've become so freaking silly. You perform for your, here you go. This is about you. You perform for your menopausal mini groupies. As for Jamie, I don't blame her for not marrying you. She don't trust you anymore. Besides, I don't think you can even give her what she needs. It keeps going. Seems like poor Jamie thinks it's love, but I told you before, I thought you have sexy chest, shoulders, and arms. However, this is the funniest part. Here we go. However, you don't look like you're packing where it counts. I hope your hormones can keep you going because you're a jerk. So now she comes at all of you all who she refers to as the menopausal mini groupies. And then she says, even though I told you one time you got sexy arms and chest and upper body, I can tell that you ain't packing down below where it counts. Guys, I'm not making the darn stuff up. How do I hide her name? If you can screenshot that, you can see it for yourself. If you can screenshot that, you can see it for yourself. That I'm not making any of this up. Can y'all see that? Okay. So I had to reply, and I'm a man of few words. And I'm like, well, that's not very Christian of you, sweet lady. That's all. Y'all, sometimes we laugh and we play about the blessings of having, a chance to chit chat and talk with the folks who follow the channel. But trust me, not every conversation is pleasant. Not everything that we do is received. There's a lot more There's a lot. There's a whole lot. Yesterday, there were some mean emails about the tractor. And I get it, there's people that are struggling and suffering in different ways, and they were not happy to see us get a new tractor. There's been people who've had issues with things all along the way. But sometimes emails can just be something, y'all. But I hope that you enjoyed having a little bit of a snippet into the world of email that we get. And I don't have people moderate the emails, whereas these sweet ladies are finding a way to eliminate and remove a lot of the nonsense in the comments. There's no way to have someone moderate your emails, So wasn't that something though? This is a lady that started off talking about the Bible and quoting scripture, and she ends up turning it around to where she's judging me and letting me know that I'm going to burn in hell, Lester. You're going to burn in hell, and don't think I didn't warn you. Oh, and by the way, you ain't packing where it matters, and no wonder Jamie ain't going to marry you because you ain't got what it takes to please her. Oh, friends, thank y'all for watching. My hour's about up. I'm going to go finish my project over here, get the gates hung. I'll make those videos. I'll try to have one ready for 3 p.m. I'm going to be pushing it, though. It's going to be pushing it. And then I'll have another one at 6. Thank you so very much for watching the videos. And when those annoying ads pop up, friends, I tell you what, I don't know what to tell you. Just skip them. Just when that little thing says skip ad, just skip the ad. And that's not going to hurt us one bit. You can certainly skip the ad, but you don't have to watch the ad for us to get paid. As long as the ad plays and you allow it to play, then you press skip when the time says. That does wonders for us. And for those who are watching right now on Facebook, just know that if you could ever find yourselves going over to YouTube, that would help us so much, because we're not going to make a penny from the Facebook, not a penny. And I'll just say, I don't want this ride to end. I want to be here with you all until I grow much, much older. And you can see these babies get older and watch, Ruby and Danny have their babies, and watch Tex and Santana eventually make their way retired back to the other property. Ruth wants to talk about Rita, and I can do that real fast. I got a couple of minutes. This morning, Rita was a little bit jumpy, and rightfully so. We had nephew Ben come over, and he was washing the truck. He had the vacuum and the power sprayer, and there were some noises that he was making there that Rita wasn't real comfortable with. And so I just chose not to work Rita. I know that horse people will probably say that we have to expose her to everything. I do think that with time that will happen. But at this stage, I don't think it's happening. I don't think she was ready yet. And I sure wasn't ready to put her on a video with her being so jumpy and skittish. So you all keep my friend Jeff in your thoughts and prayers. Also, pray for the farm help, Lonnie. That's the fella who I hired recently. I am not going to get into any personal stuff, but you all know I've talked several times about Jeff and his beautiful wife, Angela, and what he's battling right now with the cancer. And that come upon them so suddenly. And so I really hope that he's on the mend. And then my farm help, Lonnie here, the more that we work together, the more I learn about him. And it's a checkered past. I'll just say he has a checkered past, and he's also trying to fight his own addictions. And I just says, Lonnie, I says, just know that I don't give a bunch of chances. I says, you're going to have to really think long and hard about every decision that you make. And you just don't want to make a decision that's going to affect your job. This is an opportunity for us, for you and me. You're helping me, and I'm helping you. So just please. And then I'm going to remind you all, don't fall in love with farm help, y'all. I know it's hard not to. You want to know the people, but farm help is not permanent. farm help will come and go based on our needs and based on, different things. So just don't fall in love with the farm help. It's nice to have helpers. It's nice to introduce people to you all, but just don't fall in love with the farm help, because they could be here one day and then you may never see them the next. And that's just the way farm help goes. Okay. But listen, we love you so very much. And I'll say again how blessed we are to have you. Thank you for the opportunities, not just for me, but for my family, who's also sharing their world with you through the forms of their video creations. And I just want you to know, and I don't mind speaking for everybody, even though I'm not the official spokesperson for any of the Morrow family, but I will say that every single one of us have been able to do things that we never would have been able to do if it weren't for you and the time that you spend with us and the love and the support. And so thank you for that. There's no way that I can ever find a way to thank you enough for being so good to us and loving us. And the ladies, like in the email, it's if I'm able to laugh it off, I know you will too. Okay. But thank y'all for watching. We love you and we're so blessed to have you. And I can't wait to catch you guys on our next live, which will be tomorrow morning. Jamie and I will have our coffee with you all. And then there'll be a few videos out this afternoon, obviously. Thank you, moderators. And thank you, wonderful people, for being so sweet. I will end the video the same way we started it, with me crying in front of the John Deere guy, who was a very big and burly man. The last guy you'd ever want to cry in front of. Thank y'all for watching.
I want everything out of there. Now that guy, oh, here he comes. Here he comes, everybody. I will not be able to stay live with you very long now, but as soon as he gets here, I'm going to have to let you all go. And then I'm going to help him get these tractors here loaded up. We'll have to load these tractors here up. And then I'll come back on alive again in a little bit if y'all want to. And we'll take our first ride together. Can we do that? So just so you know, this may be one of the greatest days of my life. Well, yeah. I mean, your kid is important. So not the greatest day of my life, but with my kids, they're important. I gotta man up. I can't be having this tractor guy see me crying out here. Okay. Take a breath, Lester Eugene Marching. Just take a breath. Just breathe. And find your words. And I never thought I would have a cab tractor. I never thought I would ever have a cab tractor. And it's a John Deere. I never thought I'd have a cab tractor John Deere. But thank you to you all who watch these stupid videos and put up with the live videos and all the stuff that y'all do. Get a breath, man. Catch my breath. I got to catch my breath. That right there is our new tractor, y'all. And I say ours because Lester Morrow would have never had anything like that if it weren't for you all. And I know we look around at these babies and how wonderful they all are and all the joy they bring. Hey, buddy. All right, I'm going to man up now. Waylon goes, I think I may like that tractor more than I love Ruby. Sorry, Ruby. Oh, boy. Look at that thing right there. Oh, I'm crying, too. He got me crying. Oh, my goodness gracious, y'all. Look at this here. Oh, Lord, Lester, stop crying. Oh my gosh. Look, everybody. Sorry, I got allergies. My eyes are watering.